ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितै यदायुः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति Shantihi. O Lord, may we hear with our ears what is auspicious. May we see with our eyes what is good. May we, strong in limbs and body, sing your praise and enjoy the life allotted to us by you. Om, peace, peace, peace. Good morning. So it's a auspicious time is going on around us. Many places in the world, many faiths, many religions, many sects. This is a special time I felt in the Hindus, the Jews, the Christians, many various places. So I found many special occasions are being celebrated around this time. And in our Vedanta societies, many of the places, so it is the second day of the Durga Puja, the Durga worship. So, so in that atmosphere, we will also today here discuss about that holy lives of Swami Vivekananda and other direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. So today is the part 8 of that lecture series on inspiring relationship between Swami Vivekananda and his brother disciples. So if you remember, so I want to say something what we have discussed in our last discussion. It was about Swami Brahmananda's and Swami Turiyananda's stay at Vrindavan. And the time was around 1894. So it is the end of 1894 and beginning of 1895 that we are now going to talk. Hari Maharaj, that is Swami Turiyananda, once said about Swami Brahmananda, Maharaj's austerities, that is tapas, seemed to flow of themselves automatically. Why? His mind was utterly and supremely inward, that he noticed while staying with Swami Brahmananda. His trend of mind was so inward, extremely, utterly inwardness. That was the status of Swami Brahmananda's mind. He would sit for japa at 7 in the evening and rise only at 8 the next morning. In our classes, all those things we generally discuss about that. We sometimes sometimes we amazed to hear that. How is it possible? So many times we discuss. So it's the joy you get. You do not feel to open your eyes. That's all. It's very natural. So with such a mind, Swami Brahmananda had long been engaged in austerities in Vrindavan. But now the year 1895 had dawned. From America, Swami Vivekananda's letters were arriving one after another now. And Swami Prabhananda wrote, one of his Swami Brahmananda's biographer, he wrote, those letters are not merely letters, those are letter bombs. So, in them, and for Swami, and we'll discuss all those things slowly. So, in them was a loving appeal, an earnest request that he should return to the monastery in Calcutta and dedicate himself to spreading Sri Ramakrishna's message for the all-round upliftment of the society and in general for humanity. Come, Raja, how long you will stay there, Vrindavan? You have to return. So Raja means Swami Brahmananda. That was lovingly Swami Vivekananda used to call him Raja, means king, or sometimes Rakhal also, by his pre-monastic name. In response to the call of his beloved, his brother, friend, and leader, Swami Brahmananda came back to the Ramakrishna Math. So that time, Ramakrishna Math was located in Alam Bazar. So sometimes we call Alam Bazar Math also. Swami Brahmananda, very nicely, he wrote that Rakhal of Vrindavan, that is cowherd, boy of Vrindavan, the cherished treasure of Sri Ramakrishna's love, now took upon himself the role of a Raja, the king. He found some similarity with that Raja Maharaj and connecting with his previous incarnation with Krishna. Krishna also it happened. The cowherd boy of Vrindavan, he came to Mathura to look upon all those stately things. No, so the cowherd boy now became a king. At that time, the math was located at Alam Bazar. It was not far from Dakshineshwar. Sri Ramakrishna himself had often visited that very region, many times, we hope. And that Swami Prabhananda, he mentioned that the house in which the disciples of Sri Ramakrishna then lived at Alam Bazar stood almost directly opposite another house known among the people as the residence of Joy Krishna Chattopadhyay or Joy Krishna Chatterjee. And Joy Krishna's father was Ram Chattopadhyay or Ram Chatujje. In Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, you will see in his in his younger days, Sri Ramakrishna, when he was practicing that austere, that sadhana, he would visit that place quite often. And he told, now and then I would go to Ram Chatujje's house. So that place also, it is sanctified by Sri Ramakrishna's that foot dust. He walked along all those streets. So, one of the witnesses who saw after many years Swami Brahmananda, among them was Mahendranath Datta, the younger brother of Swami Vivekananda. He saw him from his very childhood. He noticed some change in this Rakhal's character. So he wrote, Rakhal Maharaj also came back around this time, means around that 1895, probably January. His earlier mood of melancholy had disappeared, and in its place a gravity had blossomed forth. He was always engaged in japa, repeating the name, Lord's name. Sometimes he would be seated quietly, sometimes pacing back and forth, but always with the rosary in hand, repeating the holy name without any pause. Continuously, japa is going on, sitting, walking, all those things. But of course, he was Sri Ramakrishna's child. So now and then, when the occasion called for it, he would break into sharp wit and laughter also. Hmm. Already at this time, there could be glimpsed the radiance of that extraordinary genius and abundance of spiritual growth, which later shone so brightly in the last years of his life. The moods of childhood of the Baranagar Math days had vanished, and a calm, solemn spirit began to express itself. A person with confidence, that no more that doubts, that no more there was no doubts. So it is, and one thing more he noticed, that he didn't get involved in trivial matters. With few words, he had the rare ability to decide upon a course of action. One notable trait was his straightforwardness and humility toward all. He hardly ever spoke in a way that might wound another's feelings. For this reason, no one ever quarreled with him. So there was no enemy of Swami Brahmananda. And thus he gave the name of that book, Ajata Shatru Raja Maharajar Anudhyan. Ajata Shatru, Swami Brahmananda Anudhyan probably. Ajata Shatru, who does not have any enemy. The Mahendranath Datta gave that name. So, and about this period, Swami Brahmananda also, he himself said, I was quite happy in Vrindavan, but I left it so that within the monastery, that spirit of love, devotion, and divine mood might find expression in life. By serving the devotees of Sri Ramakrishna in the math, I came here to serve the devotees of Sri Ramakrishna, the monastics and householders, both. Why? So that in their life, that love, that divine joy, that noble character can find some expression. Such a time, such an age will not easily come again. Seeing your lives, seeing the math, people of the world will find comfort. Taking refuge in the Master, they will find peace from the triple afflictions of life. That is why I have written from Vrindavan. So we can see there is a reflection of Swamiji's thought. He pushed him, and all those things. It is not for your moksha, your renunciation. You came here, what are you doing? So you have to serve the humanity also. You have to help others. And so we'll see many times this kind of discussion in between their conversation would take place. So thus, 1897 came. On February 19th, Swami Vivekananda arrived at Shialda station by train from Bajbaj. He landed in Colombo, and after traveling all those Chennai and all those places, he at last arrived at Kolkata. Bajbaj is a port. There is a port, and he took from southern India. Yes. So from Baj, I think by ship he came probably. I have to check. But anyhow, so he from Bajbaj he came to Shialda railway station on 19 February. His return to India after spreading the life-giving message of Vedanta in the West was a moment long awaited by his countrymen. From Colombo to Almora, a flame of enthusiasm swept across the land to greet him. The city of Calcutta, proud and jubilant, offered a grand welcome to its illustrious son. So he came, and the railway station, there was Swami Brahmananda, and who was leading a group of devotees there. And it is not a small group. There was a crowd. And in a mood of joyous affection, Brahmananda Maharaj greeted his brother disciple and childhood friend with a garland of flowers. And Swamiji, who was an embodiment of humility and was always and also in a playful mood. So he bowing at Maharaj's feet, Swami Brahmananda's feet, he uttered Guru what? Guru Putreshu. Touching that, he said something. What does it mean? The Guru is present in the Guru's son. That's why I am offering my pranam. And immediately Swami Brahmananda returned the salutation, saying, Jeshta Bhrata Samah Pita. Immediately he reciprocated that one. An elder brother is like a father. Amid the shouts of joy from all who were present, the two embraced deeply. Those fortunate enough to witness the love between these two closest companions of Sri Ramakrishna felt themselves truly blessed. So now, one day at Alambazar Math, Swamiji placed the funds he had collected into Maharaj's hand, saying, and whatever money he got, whatever fund he collected for his work, everything he handed over to Swami Brahmananda, and saying, so long I have been carrying what truly belongs to another. Today, by giving it to its rightful owner, I am at peace. And Raja Maharaj also, Swami Brahmananda noticed in Swami Vivekananda some change. So what change? He saw Swamiji's health had been broken by years of tireless labor. So Maharaj grew anxious for him, and at his earnest request, Swamiji cancelled other engagements and agreed to rest for some time in Darjeeling. So in mid-March, Swamiji set out with Swami Brahmananda, Trigunatitananda, and many others. Though he had come mainly for rest there, in the company of Swami Brahmananda and Girish Chandra, conversations soon turned to weighty matters. Because Swamiji knew, Swami Vivekananda knew, I have no time. He knew everything. So by then it was 1897. And many times he told, another 4 or 5 years. So he was, on such an occasion, and he had a tremendous faith on Swami Brahmananda also, because that he heard from Sri Ramakrishna himself, Rakhal has the intellect of a king, he can run a kingdom. Sri Ramakrishna once told that Swamiji that Raj Buddhi ache. He has that intellect of a king. He can run a kingdom. That is the another reason he used to call him as Raja. And at some point he wrote when he saw, and probably from the West itself, Swami Vivekananda was getting many letters also. And learning that capability of Swami Brahmananda, he wrote back, I have been stunned to see Raja's work, how nicely he is running the math. About him, Sri Ramakrishna used to say he can run a kingdom. And so it was Swamiji himself who made Maharaj the head of the order, saying, Raja, I now crown you as the king. From now on, you must shoulder the duties and responsibilities. You must decide how this kingdom shall be protected. And he had tremendous faith on Swami Brahmananda. So one such occasion, Swami Brahmananda voiced an opinion. Recognizing its importance, Swamiji immediately instructed someone present to write it down. Turning to Maharaj, he said with feeling, whatever you say, I shall do, even if you wish to change everything from beginning to end, so it shall be. Swami Nirbanananda, one of the sevaka, one of the attendants of Swami Brahmananda, he wrote that upon his return, the first meeting to establish the Ramakrishna mission was held at Balaram Mandir on 1st May 1897. Swamiji became the president, Maharaj was made president of the Calcutta Center, and Swami's Turiyananda and Yogananda became vice presidents of the Alambazar Math. Later on, March 1898, the monastery property at Belur was purchased, about 18 bighas of land for nearly 40,000 rupees. At that time, the GT road was a lonely, desolate track surrounded by jungle and known as a haunt of bandits. So he get some kind of insight to that was not this Belur Math. So it was surrounded by trees and jungles, and that place was not 100% safe. So, and afterwards, before leaving for his second journey abroad, that is 1899, Swamiji made a will, leaving both the movable and immovable properties of the math in Maharaj's care. So he told everything in that will, and you know the reason, because Swamiji was in a hurry. Anytime anything may happen. So he made a will that everything, whatever in my name, it was the beginning of the organization, no? So he handed over everything in that will to Raja Maharaj's name, Swami Brahmananda. But he was very wise, Swami Brahmananda. He again told no. So we needed trust. So he insisted that a trust be created. So he himself prepared the trust deed and sent it to Swamiji in Paris. Swamiji already, he came in the Paris. So sitting before the British consul in Paris, Swamiji signed it and returned it to the math. So, and he was relieved, Swamiji, and he wrote to Sister Nivedita, from today I have handed everything over to Rakhal. That is Swami Brahmananda. And there's a funny incident. So Latu Maharaj sometimes would often remark in jest, saying that while talking with Swami Brahmananda, he would say that you are the king of these 17 bighas of land, but my Naren Bhai is the king of the whole world. So you're the king of these 18, 17 bighas, whatever else. And we can see some kind of difference in opinion. In some papers, we can see it was 22 bighas. Somewhere it is written 18, somewhere 17, but it's okay. So the depth of the pure and unearthly love that existed between Swamiji and Maharaj can be understood from some incidents. So it was we came to know from Swami Nirbanananda. He heard many things from the lips of Swami Brahmananda many times. So he wrote about two incidents. The first one was while the monks were living at Baranagar Math. So it was around 1886, 87, around that time. So, but Swamiji's situation was different. Swami Vivekananda's situation was a little different. Why? He often visited his widowed mother and younger brothers and sisters. After the passing of his father, Vishwanath Datta, the family had fallen into severe financial hardship. If you read Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, around 1884 probably, Vishwanath Datta passed away. So he earned a lot, but he had a generous soul. He had a big family, extended family. He would help everybody. So after his passing away, the family had fallen into severe financial hardship, and the family members were not good, everyone. So to add to their suffering, some of his relatives filed lawsuits to seize their property and house even. Thus, Swamiji had to go to court from time to time to defend the case. So one day it happened, he tried his best, Swamiji, but despite all his care, he lost in the lower court. There was hardly time to appeal to the High Court, and meanwhile, relatives were preparing to take possession of the family house. What was to be done? So one point came, he lost in lower court, but there was no time to file, to appeal in the High Court. So what to do? And all those, family matters and handling property is not easy. The relatives were ready to seize the property. So they got the news somehow. So now, he wrote, at that critical moment, Maharaj stood firmly by Swamiji's side. Nirbanandi wrote, being the son of a zamindar, Maharaj knew well how to protect properties. What he did, he assured Swamiji, I will hold the house at least for a day, no matter what. I can do for that. And he did so. In their youth, both Swamiji and Swami Brahmananda had practiced wrestling at the same akhara, that is gymnasium kind of thing. So along with many of their friends, when word spread that Swamiji's relatives would come with men to occupy the house, all those sturdy companions gathered in Swamiji's home. He invited everyone. You have to come and have a tea and whatever, you just come. So, seeing them, no one dared to attempt the seizure. Maharaj did not need to use force. His wisdom and foresight were enough. The next day, Swamiji managed to file an appeal in the High Court, which settled the matter temporarily. But I should say that in Swamiji's absence, when he was in the West, so who looked after the matter? It was Swami Brahmananda. They are more than like siblings. In Swamiji's absence, Maharaj regularly looked after his mother and siblings and carefully supervised the long and complicated lawsuit. At last, victory came and the family's rights were preserved. And we should mention not only Swami Brahmananda, he had no money. M and Ajit Singh, the king of Khetri, of a small kingdom, a princely state in Rajasthan. He also helped a lot. And he mentioned another story also. That sibling, that kind of relation you can understand from there, from that incident. So he mentioned that one afternoon, so it is after returning from the West, it happened. So the previous one happened around 1886. So this one happened around probably, I'm sure, it must happen after 1897. And Swamiji was tired, already you have seen, and his health was broken. So he was staying at Balaram Mandir, Swamiji and Swami Brahmananda, everyone. So one afternoon, the old maid servant who had raised Swamiji suddenly arrived at Balaram Mandir. At that time, Maharaj was sitting quietly on a bench in the veranda outside the shrine room, while Swamiji was resting inside. Maharaj, not wishing to disturb Swamiji's rest, turned her away. So Swami not taking rest. Now you go. Afterwards we can come, like that. When Swamiji awoke and was told that the woman had come but had been sent back, he grew deeply upset. He just returned from the West, always thinking about the condition of a mother and all those things. Probably he thought, his mother, that is Bhuvaneshwari Devi, Swamiji's mother, probably sent her to inquire about some emergency. So he grew deeply upset. So with sharp reproach, he said to Maharaj, perhaps mother had sent her for some special reason. Why did you send her away without calling me? After this, Swamiji at once hired a carriage and went to see his mother immediately. There he learned the truth. The woman had not come on any errand from his mother at all. He had gone to the Siddheshwari Kali temple, a nearby temple, Kali temple. And since Swamiji's home was nearby, he had thought to stop and see him. So when Swamiji learnt about the real thing, so he felt deeply troubled, and he thought to himself, alas, without cause I have hurt Rakhal such a way. Turning to his mother, he said with a heavy heart, Mother, please send for Rakhal at once. Bring him here by carriage. I have wronged him so terribly without knowing the facts. And so Maharaj was accordingly brought there. The moment he arrived, Swamiji embraced him and burst into tears, begging forgiveness again and again for the wrong he had done, rebuking himself with the harshest words. Tears also welled up in Maharaj's eyes. At last, Swamiji's mother calmed them both and restored peace. Many times, many occasions, some more, I should not say many, some more occasions are there, same kind of thing happened. But in due that places, we'll share that. Something happened in presence of Swami Vivekananda. So we'll share all those things there. And many times he told, you see, that you already got immense love from Sri Ramakrishna. So get some scolding from me. Maharaj would often tell us, Swamiji is verily Shiva himself. If he is angered, nothing can be done. And how did Swamiji regard Maharaj? We have heard from his brother disciples themselves. Swamiji used to say, Raja is the jewel of my head. Raja is my very life. So, and in his letters, Swamiji addressed only Maharaj among his Guru Bhais with words such as Avinna Hridayeshu. It is a Vivekananda way. If you know little bit, means in Sanskrit or Hindi, that Indian languages, there are special kind of salutations. Here we write, dear, my dearest. So we give the tremendous value how that you write the salutation. So like that, from your if you write a letter to your elders, some kind of, in those days, Pujya Padeshu, at your revered feet, you start like that. And so Swamiji would write, it was not a Indian language, so he invented some kind of thing. So he would write Avinna Hridayeshu, means that one with my very heart. Avinna means same, Hridaya, heart. So we are Avinna Hridaya. We share a common heart. So Avinna Hridayeshu. And Priyatameshu, the dearest of the dear, and Pranadhikeshu. Those are the words, dearer than my life itself. So from there you can answer. Of course, some of the salutations he used for Swami Akhandananda also. He wrote about Swami Vivekananda, Swami Nirvanananda, that he noticed that Swami Brahmananda's spirit of forbearance was innate to him. It was his temperament was like that. So if ever something displeased him, his face might grow grave, but never did he show the least sign of irritation, because they are serving from long years. He also noticed, the attendants also noticed, that his face might grow grave, but you can see no sign of irritation in his face. So one day, while speaking to us, he said, "How much scolding have you ever really received from us? The scolding I took from Swamiji, you have not tasted even a fraction of it." Yet, the very next moment, if he saw me looking downcast, he would come and embrace me. That was Swamiji's nature. Immediately, saying, "If I do not scold you, whom shall I scold? Who else is there for me? If you sit with a long face, where shall I go? You and I may not need these activities." While scolding about the activities of that newborn organization. So he told, you see, you and I may not need these activities, these duties of the monastery, but what about those who come here in the name of the master? In future, the generations will come here. Where else will they go? You see? Where else will they go? Who will understand their needs? So you must bear my scolding. From the master you have already received so much love. After this, we would laugh together. The same kind of thing, situations like this happened before in Swamiji's life also. So in one instance that we are familiar with, the object of his reprimand was Sarah Ellen Waldo. It happened in the West also. So one day when he found Miss Waldo in tears after getting that scolding, so he asked her for the reason. Why? You are crying, you are weeping. So Waldo replied, I try my utmost, Swami, but I seem unable to please you. I am trying my best. Even when others annoy you, you scold me for it. So then Swamiji replied, see, Ellen, I do not know those people well enough to scold them. Since I cannot rebuke them, I come to you. I consider you my own. Whom can I scold if I cannot scold my own? Waldo henceforth accepted his scolding as a sign of loving attachment. He was a great object of Swamiji's affection. Sarah Ellen Waldo. And it was interesting to remember, same thing happened in Swamiji's life with Sri Ramakrishna. So what happened that, Sri Ramakrishna once, he told said about Swamiji, Narendra's faith is in the formlessness of divinity is inborn. He liked that formless, that deity, Nirakara. He had that kind of innate, that tendency, innate, his love towards that formless God. So being annoyed, I one day said to him, so he would call Kali by uncomplimentary names. In the Western scholars, without and Indian also some of that Western minded, without understanding the principle behind the Kali worship, sometimes they told many that okay, that's uncomplimentary words they used, and he would echo the same kind of thing in presence of Sri Ramakrishna. What kind of your mother is? So one day Sri Ramakrishna became a little annoyed. So being annoyed, I one day said to him, you cheeky boy, you should not come here anymore. Don't come from today. If you want to say this kind of thing about mother, the divine mother, better not to come. Then what happened? He then started preparing tobacco in the hubble bubble for me. He didn't protest. Do you know that if a person who is intimate is rebuked, he does not protest? He continued coming. So he became quiet, Naren, and continued to come. One day, from a letter in 1898, two incidents at least we can cite. That one incident happened in 1897, just after forming the Ramakrishna mission in 1897. In a meeting, what happened? Sri Ramakrishna's, all those disciples, they came. It was a meeting, and householder disciples also. The purpose was to discuss how the new association should be organized. Swamiji brought a draft with detailed rules of conduct and gave it to everyone to read. And this is the draft of my plan, the laws. We have to finalize these laws and regulations. Just look at it and give me your opinions. I want to know what is there in your mind. So everyone, each of them except Maharaj, made comments, suggested changes, and gave their approval. Maharaj alone remained silent. Then Swamiji asked, Raja, what is the matter? Why don't you say something? Don't you like it? Maharaj calmly replied, No, Naren, I don't like so many rules and regulations. Then Swamiji took the draft of the section and without a word just tore it up and threw the pieces away. Yeah. Tremendous faith on Raja Maharaj. And when I made you the president of the order, your word is final. Yeah. What he wrote about that to run a organization, first thing is obedience. So Swamiji himself practiced it. You are president, if you do not like, just. And in another occasion, he wrote in a letter, what I have written about money matters, that is final. From now on, regarding giving and receiving, you act as you judge best. I now see clearly that my policy was mistaken, and yours is correct. About helping others, if one gives too much, people are not grateful. Instead, they conclude that they have found a fool to exploit. I always overlooked the demoralizing influence of charity on the recipients. Moreover, the money people offer as alms cannot rightly be diverted, even in the smallest measure, from the purpose for which it was given. In this way, through mutual discussion and exchange of views, Swamiji and Maharaj laid each step of the organization upon solid ground. And we should remember also that in this context that Maharaj was unfailingly and wholeheartedly devoted to Swamiji. Swami Ashokananda wrote that if anyone acted contrary to Swamiji's wishes, Maharaj would say without hesitation, this is Swamiji's monastery. If you cannot follow his will, you may leave it. He was humble, but at the same time straightforward. Swami Brahmananda. Little different kind of, personal kind of reminiscences. So Swamiji's body was almost broken at the end of his life, so he needed messages given by his attendant or a disciple. Sometimes any young monk and sometimes any young disciple. So that one day it was his disciple Sharat Chandra Chakraborty was giving him a little massage after lunch. So he didn't quite like the gentle form of massage given by the disciple. So he asked him to call Brahmanandaji, call Rakhal. So Maharaj was taking rest after the lunch, and with Sharat Chandra Chakraborty, the conversation with Swami Vivekananda, that book, he is a writer. He was a writer. So anyhow, they called Swami Brahmananda, who had just then gone to his room to rest. Maharaj was physically strong and a fellow wrestler in their youth. When he appeared, Swamiji told him, Raja, I am not feeling well today. So I asked this Bangal, this Sharat Chakraborty, he was from East Bengal, so to give me a message, but he could not quite do it. So I have called you. So for about 2 hours, Swami Brahmananda vigorously massaged Swamiji like an expert masseur, with his body becoming drenched in perspiration as a result. For 2 hours. So when he returned to his room afterwards, Sharad Babu, Sharad Chakraborty, he went to his room. He asked, Swami, I have a question. So I am little confused today, and I have come to bother you to resolve my confusion. What was the confusion? I have heard from the other direct disciples of Sri Ramakrishna that you are the spiritual son of the master. The Manasaputra, mind-born son, that kind of thing we say. And Swamiji's brother monk, you are Guru Bhai, brother monk. I have seen how much he respects you, but what I don't understand is why he asked you to give him a massage today. He could call, he could restrain himself. Today, okay, I do not need that. Swami Brahmananda replied, what are you saying? Don't you know he's the Shiva himself? So that was the, that love, respect and faith. So, not to be outdone, while speaking of Sri Ramakrishna's monastic disciples, Swamiji once said to one of his own, know them to be part of the spiritual body of Sri Ramakrishna, who was the embodiment of infinite religious ideas. I look upon them with that eye. See, for instance, Brahmananda, who is here, even I have not the spirituality which he has. That kind of respect. And now, today, let me say something about Durga Puja also. Because that in 1901, the first Durga Puja, the Durga worship in Belur Math, in clay image, I should say, in clay image, was happened. And in that worship also, these two brothers are there. They have some connection. So one day it happened, it was 1901. Just 4 or 5 days before this Durga worship. Swami Brahmananda was seated by the Ganges at the Math, probably looking at the river. And all at once, he had a vision as if Mother Durga herself was coming across the waters from Dakshineshwar and ascending to the Bilva grove within the monastery grounds. He had that sudden vision. Mother is coming from that side. And after a while, on that very day, Swami Vivekananda arrived at the Math by boat from Calcutta. So as soon as he entered, he asked, where is Raja? So on seeing Swami Brahmananda, he said with great determination, this time we must bring a clay image and worship Mother Durga at the Math. Make all the arrangements. What happened? So Maharaj replied cautiously, please give me 2 days. So I have to think and arrange. It is not you need months for preparation. I should say a year in a proper way, the way we generally follow Durga worship in Belur Math. But at least give me 2 days. So I have to look for a clay image at least for that. So Swamiji then revealed, I have seen that the Durga festival is taking place here at the Math, with the mother being worshipped in the image. Vision. I had also. And then Raja Maharaj, hearing this, Raja Maharaj in turn narrated his own vision. So at once the whole monastery was filled with excitement. So it was not a mere wish, some kind of that divine will is working behind this worship. So what happened? Swami Brahmananda, immediately he sent somebody, Brahmachari Krishnalal, to Kumartuli in Calcutta. Kumartuli is the potter's hub, where the artisans, they prepare all those things, make all those images, to search for an image. So to his amazement, he found a single beautiful image already prepared. Interesting, because it's a huge image. You cannot keep an extra one. For extra one, because it takes many days. So these artisans, they didn't have any time to prepare some extra if somebody come. So, but they found a single beautiful image already prepared. The artisan explained that it had been ordered by someone, but for some reason the person had not come to claim it. So when that brahmachari asked if it might be given to them instead, can you give me that one? But okay, I will let you know tomorrow. Let me check. In those days, no phone, no phone call. You have to remember. So Krishnalal quickly returned and informed about what happened in that Kumartuli, the potter's hub, what happened in the place. So Swamiji at once told him firmly, by whatever means you must bring that image. That was Swami Vivekananda. Indeed, as if by divine arrangement, the person who had commissioned the idol never came to take it. So thus, the image became available. Swamiji then instructed Raja Maharaj to prepare everything without delay. And they went to Holy Mother also. They need permission. He is the mother of the organization, Sarada Devi. And she also joyfully agreed. Go forward. And there are some more incidents also. So one day, okay, so I think, okay, after saying that one, we'll conclude. I think next day also, I was trying to complete that episode with Swami Brahmananda, but it will take another, I think, 10 minutes or 15 minutes. That next day we will try. But let me finish that one. So what kind of respect Swami Vivekananda had, it is another incident. So one day, Swami Vivekananda was probably in his room or around the old that monastery building. So one young monk was going to the shrine. Brahmananda asked the monk to prepare something. Can you keep that one? Can you prepare that one for me? It would take another 5-10 minutes probably. That old monk, as he was going to the shrine, he told that, probably with humbleness, probably I hope, he told now he has no time to prepare that one. He is going for daily meditation kind of thing. So Swamiji was coming down from his room on the second floor at that very moment and heard the conversation. He raised his voice. It was Swami Vivekananda's disciple, or maybe not. So he raised his voice and told the monk, "You stupid! So by obeying Raja, you will derive the benefit of doing 100,000 japa. Get it now and then go to the shrine." So, that serving these great personalities, it is not an ordinary thing. Sometimes we do not understand if you serve. And many times you may remember Sri Ramakrishna also. He once told about them, Hajari Sadhu. This person, this kind of these people, like person like Swami Vivekananda, Swami Brahmananda, they are equal to 1,000 monks. So serve them. And you may remember that one also, that Swami Advaitananda wanted to distribute some new clothes and rosary to some monks. Then Sri Ramakrishna heard that. Please, why are you looking for that saints? They are the saints. Then he distributes all the sacred clothes. Okay, so next day we'll again continue our reading. Om Niranjanam Nityam Anantarupam Bhaktanukampa Dhritavigraham Vai Ishavatarang Parameshamidyam Tang Rama Krishnam Shirasa Namama. Salutation to Sri Ramakrishna, the incarnation of the Supreme Lord, who is worshipped by all and is the perfect embodiment of the eternal truth. manifesting in various forms to guide and help mankind. Om, peace, peace, peace.